This team has become a machine in Taylor, Michigan.
Yeah, Taylor has just embraced this tournament so well in terms of the fans and the history of the players all interacting from all these cultures. It's really been fantastic, and Chinese Taipei has risen in the last couple of years to be just a dominant force in this age group.
And the locals have really embraced this team too. They have a couple of host families who take them around shopping, have taken them to the Major League Baseball game. The Tigers are just down the road. And some of the fans that you saw are locals. They didn't make the whole day trip all the way from Taiwan. That's a long trip, too. They said this Chinese Taipei team said it's about a day worth of travel. Connect in Japan, then fly all the way out here to Michigan.
Yeah, it's grueling, and so unfortunately they've had a lot of time now to get adjusted, but you know, it takes a community, and they're so supportive. All the players from different teams interact and engage. It's very cool.
Popped it up on 3-1, and that is a foul ball.
I'm just glad that we didn't see a collision there. Those are some big kids coming at it. And full speed at that. But Yao coming in, slides. You know, he was not in his contact lane, but sometimes, you know, major league level, you might get a manager out there arguing for interference or something in your path. But had a chance to make the play, just kind of short-armed it, and I don't blame him for that.
So 3-2 on Yusuf. Pass third, base hit.
And that's what Virginia needs. Get that leadoff hitter on. You're not giving in, which is what you're supposed to do as a pitcher. You don't want to walk the leadoff guy, so he used to get in there and swing the bat. But nice, compact, flat swing. See how level that is? Head position's good. He knows he's got that rally starter, and certainly getting that leadoff base runner is a big thing when you're down.
3 out of 4 innings now. Virginia's had the leadoff runner on. Now it's a matter of getting him in for Nick Klein, who they call Little Kruk. And you may see why.
Yeah, he's shown, you know, good sense of the strike zone. He hits a lot of balls on the ground.
But what's his favorite player, Mike Trout stuff?
Well, Kruk doesn't play anymore, so that doesn't. Maybe when in his playing days, if they overlap. But Mike Trout's certainly a good choice.
Well, we've seen Bo Jackson on the questionnaire.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what's so cool to see these young guys, and they have this historical respect. Like you said, you see Michael Jordan, you see, you know, different histories kind of coming back again.
Need to find little Randy Johnson, see what he can do against Little Kruk.
Yeah, that's true. Where is he?
Right side. And they do get the out. Nice play by Yen at second, and the covering pitcher, Goulin.
A good example of never assume anything. You back up, assume the ball's coming to you. Not a second baseman shut it down, thinking the first baseman has it. He comes in right behind. Again, does a great job. You know, that short hop got by him. And the pitcher also doing a nice job of covering. Nobody broke stride. And that's the play a lot of times. Once you assume something's happening, you stop, and then that's when the play is broken.
Well, you've coached youth baseball. You know how hard it is to get a player to ignore the traffic, right, and go cover your own position.
And yeah, not just follow the ball. Only, you know, they do a great job of working as sort of a single organism. You know, they work together and know their job, and they do it well.
So now Mazza, who doubled earlier, homered yesterday.
Little show me play there, keep him close. I like how Mazza's favorite player is Yasiel Puig, so he's got a flair for the dramatic. And we saw last year, you mentioned he hit 4 home runs in a game, which is really unbelievable and amazing.
I mean, no matter what level, 4 home runs, 1 game.
Yeah, I mean, if I stepped in the batter's box in my prime, I don't think I'm going to hit 4 home runs right here, right now, off of someone 13. I mean, that's hard to do. And he pulled it off.
End of the bat, Goulin, and they create the rundown. See if Mazza gets to second behind the play. He tries to and is out.
Nasty collision, nasty. Yeah, this is a nasty collision here. Hopefully he's okay there, but we'll be back to Taylor Mission and return. Doesn't panic, sees the runners off, throws behind, he runs them back, tag, but then the presence of mind to go after the trail runner. Nobody got caught up in one moment. They were always thinking of the next play that they needed to execute, and this is what they do so well. You don't see any panic in this team. It's just a professional approach, and obviously this is part of the reason why they've been so successful the last 5-6 years in this tournament.
Well, they practice every day from 4 to 6 after school as a group. And by the way, Michael Yusa did get looked at for a possible concussion after that collision. He is okay. He stays in the game. After the protocol, and here's the examination.
Yeah, that was a nasty collision because when he hit, he just stuck. There was no give that collision. And unfortunately, he kind of tucked his head in, so it more hit his back also. But, it could have been a lot worse because, watch his head. He's vulnerable there, and it kind of like collides, gets the knee. And, wow, I mean, that could have been a lot worse.
So Yusa is okay, and he stays in over at third. Couple of substitutions around him for the Virginia team. As we mentioned, Virginia with the 12 players, everybody's got to get an at-bat and 6 consecutive defensive outs with the participation rules.
I just remember going back, University of Pennsylvania. We went on a trip in our spring break to play University of Miami. And on our report that had our roster list, they had everybody's shoe size. I'm not kidding. So shoe size is for some reason not that interesting to most people, but it was to the University of Pennsylvania that year. So the announcer said, well, I don't know a lot about these guys, but I know everybody's shoe size. So that's for you, Bruce Brasser, out there in Grand Rapids, Michigan, who's listening.
The whole state embraces the Junior League World Series.
Absolutely.
Pitch.
Future Broadway stars in the Chinese Taipei dugout.
Well, they party. They get after it.
Okay.
Saw the fans earlier always chanting, playing the drum. It's a lively bunch.
Yeah, the flags. I mean, it's a celebration, and they have such a great team. I mean, it must be a lot of fun to cheer these guys on.
Liu to right field. Klein is there. First time they've put out Liu today. He's homered and driven in 2.
Thank you.
Tomorrow on Sports Center after the Bengals and Bucks on Monday Night Football. End your night with Bucci and Anderson. They break down the game and bring you all the latest on the pennant races in Major League Baseball at Sports Center after Monday Night Football tomorrow, 11 p.m. on ESPN. Great time of year to watch SportsCenter. Football going on, NFL preseason, Little League World Series, Major League Baseball pennant chases, and John and John have it all for you coming up Monday after the game. Well, Madigan ran into a little trouble early on, gave up the 4 runs, but since then, 32 pitches and no hits allowed. Walked the leadoff batter in the 3rd. Nice job by Yusa on the spear at third base for out number 2.
Yeah, he's done a great job just to keep his team in the game. A chance to sort of put up a big inning and be right back into this. So you got to give him a lot of credit because they were taking some aggressive swings early, and now he's settled in, and the defense has picked it up also.
He'll face his counterpart Guilin with 2 out, nobody on. Last hit was with 2 out in the 2nd inning for Chinese Taipei. A simple man, Mr. Guilin. His favorite food is bread.
I like it. Yeah, just keep it universal.
Carbs.
Bread. It's kind of like my 3-year-old daughter. She just, all the foods, she only eats white foods or tan. Carbs, that's it. That's her life.
On the ground is 2nd, and A.J. Wonder into the game for out number 3. Bottom 5 next, more on the Glanville family's eating habits in Taylor, Michigan.
Mom, Dad.
Back to Taylor, Michigan, not far from Detroit proper, and a 4-0 lead for Chinese Taipei, but Virginia with some swings here in the bottom of the 5th to change that. And a Chinese Taipei side which has won back-to-back championships here, trying to make it 3 straight. They also won it in 2010. And the pitcher, Guilin, has been a large reason for it today with just 3 hits allowed.
And most importantly, he's working ahead. He's really a lot of first pitch strikes, not wasting pitches. And he kept that pitch count down, so he has a lot left in the tank for these sort of critical late innings.
He faces Madigan first, pitcher whose count is over 80. 83 of them after 5 for him, so his day very likely to be either done or close to done. Can only throw 95 in a game at this level. Nick Klein warming up. Little Kruk, they call him. Getting that left arm loose.
He does it all. And I got a tweet from Kevin Lambert out there. I hear you. He has the Washington Nationals logo. He says, I live 5 miles down the road from Frederick County. So he's fired up. He said the whole area is on fire with excitement about this Virginia team. And as they should be, right? World Series.
Yeah.
Best in the country. So big respect for what they've accomplished this season.
Got through a very tough program early on, a Tuckahoe program, which has always, the last couple years, been involved in the Southeastern Regional Final in Little League. So some of those kids growing up to become junior league players. And this team from Frederick County, Virginia, hanging around with the defending 2-time champs the last 2 years from Chinese Taipei. Shortstop Liu with a strong peg for out number 1.
Yeah, these plays are tough because there's the screen effect happening. You see it in hockey, so to speak, but the third baseman's coming over, and he sort of can get in his way and distract him. So he's cutting all the way over. Shortstop has to have great concentration to really finish that play and not get thrown off by the converging defender. So Liu just focuses, clean catch, and nice throw. And that sums it up. 1 error in 6 games. So when you don't give teams extra outs, you give yourself even a better shot of just closing a team out.
What a stretch over at first, too, for Chuan, who came in as a defensive replacement this half inning. So here's Churchill, who was at that long Nats-Giants playoff game last year, the 16-inning marathon at Nats Park.
Well, that wasn't without controversy because Jordan Zimmerman, Calvin Bowser's favorite pitcher and player, had a great game going. He got taken out late. They went into extra innings, and the marathon began. Giants ended up prevailing. Was it Brandon Belt, I believe? Someone hit a big home run late.
Dylan Hill in for Churchill. And there is strike 3. So 2 down, and the new $1.8 million Little League Grow the Game grant program was created to provide local Little Leagues the resources they need for general improvement, to help recover from a natural disaster, and to expand or establish Little League Softball, Little League Challenger Division, and Little League Urban Initiative programs. For more information, visit www.littleLeague.org/Grow the Game. Tremendous program to help build baseball across the country. A.J. Wonder down the line and foul. Hitting in Bowser's spot.
Well, I like that approach. Even though you're trying to get base runners, it's pretty clear that Gullin is not throwing a lot of balls. He's starting off first pitch strike. So he's up there aggressive, trying to attack that first pitch and maybe get a base hit out of it.
Set up way outside. And Wonder in the air, left side again. Liu for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning again. Second of the day for Gullin. We're through 5 and a 4-0 lead for Chinese Taipei. So Chinese Taipei a 4-0 lead over Virginia with that 3-run second inning for the team from Taiwan. Liu and Lee with RBI base hits. Liu had that home run early as well, but Hayden Madigan keeping his team within striking distance due to pitch count.
Adjustments. Could have gotten down and out early in the game, but he stayed in there. Made some good pitches. Defense really rose to the occasion. He's still out there in the 6th, so that's a good start. They just need.
Talked about it earlier. Pitchers, Yusa, are all not available due to pitch count or usage, and so it's been up to Madigan against a very tough team, and he's hung in there for sure.
Yeah, he has, and he's had to. As you mentioned, their top 3 have been out because of those pitch limitations, and he's had to go deep in this game.
Chuan takes a strike in the position that Yao was in. An Ichiro fan. Chuan to left center field, and he hits the gap. Takes off for second base.
As he made an out this season, I know he came in 4 for 4 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 7 runs scored. So he is absolutely on fire, but just compact. And throughout this lineup, nobody has a big stride. They just sort of pick up the foot and put it right back down, let the hands do the rest of the work. And that's why they're in such control at the plate. They make contact and they spray the ball around line to line.
5 hits for Chuan in the series in the 7 spot. Bunt rolls foul.
And they've used this move quite often. If they get a runner on second base, just like at the major league level, you're talking about getting him over any way possible. Now, one option is to hit it to the right side of the field, making for the long throw for second base across. The other, you certainly can bunt the ball, make them field it, and let the runner run in, sort of backdoor to third base.
Put the pressure on the defense. He slashes down the line and low. drives in run number 5.
I mean, they have a lot of different tools in the tool belt, as you can see. They said, well, we're not going to get over. We're going to fake like we're bunting, draw in the third baseman, and then take a swing. So the slash bunt, he fakes it in, goes in, and then tomahawks it. Now Yusa comes in, and now he can't possibly defend this. The ball's hit way over his head, and he hits it where the hole was now vacated because of the bunt.
Talk about get him over, then get him in. He started to get him over and figured I'll just get him in.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they'll just swing now. And it's tough for a pitcher not to just lay it in there. They see the bunt, they're like, oh, let me just kind of throw it right over the plate.
Another bunt from Tian, who sacrificed in the second inning. That time Lowe was off from first.
But even their sacrifices are not pure sacrifice. They're bunting for a hit kind of at the same time, because they're trying to get it just in that indefensible spot where even if they get it down and Virginia fields it cleanly, they can't really record the out.
Worth mentioning that at 95 pitches, whoever the pitcher is able to finish the batter. Wonder at second had to double back with the runner off. And everybody's on.
This would be a good time, in terms of, I don't know, the mound visits, but a meeting at the mound where the catcher gets out there, because they're doing all kind of things now. Hitting and running. He runs over second base, has to vacate, and then trying to get back. They're laying down bunts, the fake bunt. Now he does a slash hit and run. So it's completely chaotic for the infield. Are you charging? Are you fielding a bunt? So it would be a good time for the catcher to go out. Everybody talk to him. Wait a minute, these guys are throwing the kitchen sink at us. Don't get rattled. Focus on making the plays and throwing strikes.
Similar to the team last year, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. That's the havoc that they cause. Hit and run, bunt.
Same manager, 5 of the same players on this team as the championship team from last year. And there they go, double stealing on that pitch. Low to third, Tian to second.
Once again, no hesitation. I mean, there's major league teams that don't do this. As soon as the ball was free, watch the second, gone. He's gone. And then the smart play is the trail runner at first also goes in once he sees the commitment to third. So, once you have that approach on the bases, it's a lot of pressure. So you see the lead runner, he's like, okay, and he reads it, and he's gone. That's it. Once he saw that ball get away, he's gone. You see the trail runner coming in behind. So now they have 2 runners in scoring position as opposed to 1 or first and third, which would have happened if the trail runner did not advance also.
Left side, long run for Hill, and he is there. So hold low at third. So that quick out at pitch number 93 allows Madigan to at least face one more batter in lead. If he were to get an out here on this pitch, he'd be able to finish the inning by facing Yen, the following batter, if he got an out there. If this is not an out, Madigan will have to come out after the batter. So this will be the last batter for Hayden Madigan, the pitcher for Virginia. For a guy who came in only throwing just over 2 innings in this World Series tournament in Taylor, he's thrown very well.
Absolutely. Once he got past that first a couple innings bumps, he did great.
Hit and run, runners at second and third. Lee gets on. And they score 2. Tian comes home following Lowe. You talk about high pressure.
pressure.
Well, they just don't stop. They make you stop them, and that's the difference. But this is a perfect example. First of all, hit and run with second and third. Let's talk about that. I mean, is this a squeeze play, or it's kind of like a squeeze? He makes contact. But watch, the runner at second never stops. And that's fine. If he makes a good throw, he's out. But he's relying on the fact that the pressure in and of itself caused the mistake there. And so Berger couldn't corral it, and ricochets off his arm, and another run is plated.
Good rep play. All right.
Make sure you have a drink.
Let me say, hey, Herbie! Herbie! Guys, y'all want something to drink? Come over here. Let him warm if y'all want something to drink.
A chance to get some liquid for the team from Virginia with all
Hey,
the
Herbie!
base running going on, all the action defensively. You really have to check yourself on every play, don't you?
Well, you have to have 5 sets of eyes, basically, in your head. And, that's a lot to ask, to try to pay attention. They're hitting, running. They're doing it in unorthodox situations, right? Second and third, they could be bunting on you, and you have to be ready for it.
So Klein comes in to pitch. 7-0 Chinese Taipei with the lead, and still batting in the 6th when we come back.
Flour-pressed soap, homemade hot sauce, artisanal pickles, whatever those are. Well,
We played. Hey, we're still in it. We got 2 more innings. We got 2 more bats.
We gotta get something here.
2 more outs.
How many outs we got? One. Throw the bat and hit a base hit. They do that and
I don't know.
Strike.
All right, here we go, guys. Let's go.
Get out.
Skipper Frank Ritter from the Virginia side trying to keep his team engaged in it and maybe a comeback when they get to swing it. But Nick Klein is on the mound to face the 2-hitter Yen for Chinese Taipei. 1 inning so far in Taylor for Klein on the mound. And they're not going to stop bunting, are they, the kids from Chinese Taipei?
No, they won't. I mean, that's just part of how they produce offense. And, we heard the coach talking about you got to put teams away, don't get lax, keep the pressure on. So, this is a championship. They're trying to make sure that they get all the runs they can.
Klein picks it up and over to third. Into left field it goes. Lee comes home. It's 8-0.
Well, this is a perfect bunt. And Klein's probably only hope maybe let it roll a little further, but may not have gone foul anyway. But he does a heads-up thing here. Once he does pick it up, that's the angle here. He has third, but throws a little bit off and ends up ricocheting off the runner and going down the line.
Well, it's an all-volunteer grounds crew, and they keep this thing as level and pristine as any field you'll see. They do a great job here, and that ball didn't look like going foul. Another perfect bunt. Liu this time.
They're putting a bunting clinic without a question. 1 through 9 seems to be able to execute very well. So for the Virginia side, you have to take it away. They have to figure out a way to take it away.
How do you do that?
Well, they can certainly work more of the inside part of the plate on the pitching side, and you can see Houston now at third base creeping in because they'll bunt at any time and they'll hit and run at any time. They've shown that.
Inside, and ball 1 to Chu. How much stress does that put on a pitcher with all the bunting happening?
Well, if you don't field your position well, it just adds to the inning. and they're testing Klein right now to see how well he's going to get off that mound. Because otherwise now your corner infielders have to make that play. And, it's not easy if these guys bunt as well as they do and you're coming in as the third baseman, have to make a great throw with the speed on top of it. So it's almost like Chinese Taipei. So we have all these weapons. We kind of bashed early on. Now we're going to the contact, small ball play, and that's how versatile this offense is.
And they're facing a pitcher who's able to track the ball basically on his own time rather than having that put on him on the infield.
Yeah, it's a whole different look. And once again, he's a lefty, and they're bunting to third base. So he has to get the ball and then go across his body to throw. It is a very difficult play for a left-handed pitcher.
Out to center field. Mazza is there. Here comes the 9th run. Yen scores.
After all the bunting, it just gets hard. But all of a sudden now he decided to swing. 52 miles an hour was this pitch. And he was just waiting on it. They don't get fooled. They don't get too far out in front. They just wait and wait and wait, and narrowly got himself almost a home run.
A couple feet shy out there in center field. So 9-0, and Gulin, the pitcher, coming up. Stolen base. Liu got that one on the release.
Yep, he timed it. And once again, even if you get a great jump at first base, he does a one-way lead. He's leaning back and then jumps into it. But he's throwing in the high 50s to 60s, so the speed isn't really there to really neutralize you from velocity. So he just took that pretty easily.
That run at second, now at third, becomes even more important in a 10-run ball game after 4.5 here in the junior league. That would finish the game. So if by the end of 6 it was a 10-run game, that would complete the game through 6. Virginia would get to bat in the home 6th, but that 10-run rule is looming now. Gulin to left center field. Mazza is over there to finish the inning. The Chinese Taipei puts up a crooked number in the 6th inning. 9-0 the lead. Sprint effort for Mr. Gulin today for Chinese Taipei.
He elevated with the fastball when he needed it. He'd go up in the zone, hitting the target with precision. But most importantly, how he did it was how he started. A lot of first pitch strikes, 11 first pitch strikes, only 57 innings as we entered the bottom of the 6th inning here. So consistently working ahead, and certainly as a hitter when you're down 0-1, it's a whole different animal to try to get out of that hole. He's just had put away stuff and been totally in control, and he has a phenomenal defense behind him.
They got the shutout yesterday. They're in shutout territory today with a 9-0 lead. And David Ashby will lead off for the Virginia team against Rui Yang Gulin in the 6th. Ashby gets one at bat here. He had the game-winning hit in the state final, and a young man who didn't know how long he'd be able to play baseball. When he was 7 years old, his family took him to the doctor because of a high fever. Doctors checked him out, and they diagnosed him with a tumor on his kidney, had his right kidney removed. 18 weeks of chemotherapy. Totally in remission now. And one of the guys not only who the players look up to, but the coaching staff says he's just one of the best kids on the team. He listens to everything. He's a great learner and somebody that we all could take a lot from.
You know, they absolutely, as they should, raved about him and his approach, his work ethic, and obviously setting the example in someone young dealing with such a serious condition and just battling to play baseball.
Bottom of the 7th inning in the state final, 2nd and 3rd, and his 2-run single got Frank Ritter's team past the states. They got through regionals and all the way here to Taylor, Michigan, in a fantastic season.
I mean, I just still marvel at that 12 players came out and that became their team. And they've battled every single tournament to really find ways to come from down and end up prevailing.
Fastball for strike 3. Goulin's 4th strikeout.
This is the running fastball. See the catcher set up off the plate. It kind of comes back. So it starts away, and then once the hitter gives up on it, that late movement catches and clips that outside corner.
A little bit of that Levon Hernandez motion back over the plate.
Yeah, a little Greg Maddux, and they count on the hitter giving up, and that late movement makes it a strike.
Here's Ritter. Takes strike 1. We're talking about both championship teams here. One the U.S. champion, one the international champion. They meet for the World Series championship on Sunday here in Taylor, Michigan. Favorite food, French fries, Frank Ritter.
All right.
Baseball food. Second base, and Yen makes the call for out number 2. If you, at age 13 or 14, were asked, what's your favorite food? What would a young Doug Glanville have written down?
It's a good question. It's actually probably my favorite food now. I'm a breakfast fanatic, so I'd go with French toast.
Really?
I think it probably would have qualified. Or, I mean, if I wanted to go deep, my dad was from Trinidad. I'd probably start with roti, which was a little Caribbean dish there. But French toast, I'm happy.
How about it?
Breakfast all day long.
You a plain French toast guy? Bananas, blueberry, all that stuff?
Just syrup. Just hook it up with syrup.
I like it.
That's all I need.
Workmanlike.
Is Michigan known for maple syrup? I don't know. I know Vermont is, but yes.
We can find you some.
I've been confirmed. They are. So this is a great state just on that alone.
2 down for Ballinger. And he takes ball 1. You got to get him connected with Mike Trout.
Yes, no doubt.
To talk weather and ISO bars and things like that.
Oh, I mean, Trout, big weather guy. And, you know, there's a lot of his teammates for the Angels are trying to convince him to chase tornadoes, but he's fascinated. He wants to go on air and present weather. This is Mike Trout, one of the greatest players in the game right now. So it's a secret hobby of his, and it seems like he shares this hobby with Mr. Ballinger.
Ball and 2 strikes on Ballinger. So I'll ask you again. When you were growing up, what was your aspiration career-wise?
I definitely loved baseball, but I did a lot of things. I was an engineer in college, and I love science and applied science. I'm still a big fan of NASA right now. I just follow all their stuff. So it's in the blood of science and engineering. But I took this very cool detour in baseball and still going.
As these kids all have as well.
Yeah.
2-2 on Ballinger.
No.
Inside. Goulin has yet to walk a batter so far through 5 2/3. In fact, is just his third 3-ball count.
Yeah, anytime he's gotten a 3, he's just laying it in there. He'd rather you hit your way on than walk, certainly.
Fastball got him. Bookend strikeout to the 6th inning for Goulin, who has a chance at a complete game.
Performance-tuned suspension, rear-wheel drive, exhilarating ride, bringing the sport back to the car. The Scion FRS. Your ride is a ride for under $27,000.
Whoa, Marge! Get up, Marge.
Doug Glanville, Jason Benetti, our entire crew in Taylor, Michigan, and a 9-0 lead for Chinese Taipei on the strength of 11 hits and some strong, aggressive base running. They will now face a new pitcher, A.J. Wonder, on the mound for the Virginia team.
With that, so he's already a champion, United States champion, so that's a good start. But I was fascinated how he shares the superstition with Luke Churchill that they do not wash their sliding shorts for good luck. I think that, I don't know. I mean,
rank.
Yeah, that's baseball. Socks, shirts.
Drive deep to left, and it's out of here. 10th run comes from Chuan, who's 2 for 2 with a double and a homer.
Elevated fastball, got up, and as they've done all night long, he waited and waited and waited, and then he launched. And I don't know, have they gotten him out this tournament? I know it's all extra base hits pretty much. But, he's been a guy who's more of a role player, but every time he's put the bat in play, it's been extra bases or driving in runs.
That one goes 315 feet to left.
Come on, Diva, have him out. I thought I saw a plastic baby thrown on the field and thrown back by. I don't know. I thought I saw that, but it could be seen.
A lot of fans with props here in Taylor.
Just the babies, just whatever it takes.
So Chinese Taipei has bettered last year's total, 9 in the championship last season, now 10 as we play in the 7th this afternoon.
And they've done it different ways. I mean, you started to see the second half of this game, especially the last couple of innings, Chinese Taipei running. Aggressive, hit and run bunt. That's how they won last year, but they have the power game to go with it. So it's like a two-headed dragon they're coming at you with.
We've got Chuan coming off the bench, who's 6 for 6 in the tournament. And talk about depth, you said it, not only in the lineup, but the guys that have to get at least one at bat off the bench, too.
Absolutely. Deep, really deep team.
You were talking. Yesterday to the manager at Lawn about some of the history of baseball in Taiwan, going back to Chen Ming Wong, the catcher, whose mother is a chef. Yankees fan himself. To grow up and be a teacher.
That's low.
2-0. Again, the team from last year had 5 of the same players for Chinese Taipei. So, yes, they did reload, but they also rebuilt with 8 new players as well. That one gets away, and the runners advance to second and third, Lo and Tian.
Yeah, this is a tough play. Anytime you're trying to block as a catcher, so your instinct's trying to get in front of it with your body, but he kind of tried to glove it backhand and didn't have a whole lot of pocket of the glove open to block it. So you watch him try backhand it, and he stabs it at the ground, didn't really get up. It kicks up on his heel. So you want to get your body in front of that as best you can. Certainly a tough play.
Strike to Lee. So Chung Yi Lee at third, and Tian at second. A.J. Wonder trying to pick up that first out of the 7th inning. Scheduled for 7 in regulation. And there's ball 4. Well, no matter what the lead, that drum is still playing down the first base line.
Well, that's per their coach. Don't take anything for granted. You got to finish it out and make sure you're in the clear until that final out is recorded.
Lee to left and angling foul. We were talking about the drum yesterday. We were sitting and watching the International Championship, wondering where it came from.
Yeah.
And of course it's got to be local. I mean, how are you going to get that on a plane?
This is true. This is built it by hand right here at Taylor. We're trying to find out what they say and some of the chants, and we got one, was it base hit, home run? They say base hit twice, then home run. Not that I could give you the translation exactly. But, yeah, they have a couple of different chants to throw at you.
That was the Earl Weaver chant, right? Wait for the home run, right?
Wait for the home run. There's Earl. And then kick some dirt on the umpire a little bit, whatever it takes.
Two and one for Lee.
I got it, kid. I got it. Go.
Chinese Taipei winners each of the last 2 years of the Junior League World Series. Won it in 2010. The Asia Pacific representative here.
Well, someone beat him, right? The Florida team.
2-2.
One of the years, a few years ago. So that was an impressive victory.
If you're tuning in, by the way, expecting to see the MLS game from out in California, that will kick at 3:20. So we'll get you there as soon as we're done here in Michigan. You ever play soccer, Doug Glanville?
You have to go way back to summer camp.
Yeah.
When I was like 9. So it's been a while.
Here we go, fellas.
The short answer is no.
Were you
really
a baseball specialty guy, or did you play other sports
played
too?
Floor hockey, but nothing major in terms of organization up until 13. Did a little basketball for the junior high and level, and that was it. Retired. Focused on baseball.
Lee turns on it, foul again. So what do you think of the specialization of kids nowadays? You think everybody should play a couple of sports?
Yeah, I'd like to see that if you can. I mean, it's also very expensive to play a couple of sports. That's the challenge, too. I mean, I'm amazed the year-round alternate uniforms.
Ball 4 drives in a run.
The travel teams. So it's more and more there's pressure to start early and play all year.
So 11-0 Chinese Taipei with a run in. And we may see a change here on the mound.
Come to third.
Well, Virginia came in with its 3 top pitchers burned, not able to throw.
Good try here. You're all right. Hey, come on. Yeah. You're all right. You're all right, kid. All right, let me get let's see. Hey, Michael, go to center, all right? 10's going to center, 8's going to third.
So pitching change here will bring in Mazza to the mound. First chance, and Taylor on the mound for Nick Mazza. He takes his warm-up tosses in an 11-0 ball game. What do you say if you're the manager here? I mean, how do you make sure that the takeaway is a positive one, no matter what the situation is?
Well, you look at that trophy they collected yesterday for starters. I mean, they are the best in the United States at this age group. So, I mean, that's a phenomenal accomplishment. So, in the perspective of the game, look, this is a phenomenal team on the other end. Chinese Taipei has won many championships. They're well coached. They have a lot of different weapons, and so you tip your cap. But you finish this game out
for weeks, the LA Galaxy, the hottest team in the league, with Robbie Keane and Giovanni Dos Santos up front. Steven Gerrard is the latest high-profile recruit as they face New York City FC for the very first time, with Andrea Pirlo pulling the strings. The mouth-watering MLS matchup they've been waiting for is next. Warm welcome, everyone, to MLS Soccer Sunday here on ESPN. It is presented by Audi. Can you say anticipation? This is the one they've been waiting for weeks, for months even. The Los Angeles Galaxy and New York City FC for the very first time. Adrian Healy and Taylor Twellman here at the Stop-Up Center. Not just about the superstars today, Taylor. 3 very important points up for grabs.
Massive game today, especially for New York City FC. They want to get into the Eastern Conference playoff standings, chasing Montreal with games in hand, but it's equally as important for the LA Galaxy. They want home field advantage. They're chasing Vancouver Whitecaps, but in all due respect, Vancouver didn't face a team that has these players, these stars that we'll see today.
Yeah, the reigning champions. It's a new identity, but it's the same formula.